What's going on there, guys, and welcome back to another great video on our channel. Comedy is a genre that frequently tests the limits as it looks for humor in a wide range of scenarios. There are some jokes that, while amusing to some, may be downright offensive to others. Keep watching this video to find out why two Seinfeld episodes were too controversial for TV. Scrapped Seinfeld episode The Bet mocked assassination and gun safety. Seinfeld is one of many NBC programs that experimented with those limits until the network put a stop to it. Even though they occasionally got away with using filthy comedy, there were two instances where the actors and crew felt that writer Larry Charles' ideas went too far. One instance is the proposed Seinfeld episode The Bet, which included offensive jokes about assassination and firearms. The first of such occurrences involved a The Bet-themed program that was never broadcast. In the episode, Jerry Seinfeld, and Elaine Julia Louis-Dreyfus wager how simple it would be for Elaine to buy a gun in New York. When she has the gun, she asks Jerry if he wants the Kennedy or the McKinley while hilariously pointing it at her head and then her stomach. Louis-Dreyfus admitted that she was uncomfortable with the episode's subject matter after reading that sequence. She received a lot of support from the cast and crew who agreed that they shouldn't make jokes about presidents being assassinated or gun safety. The director made the decision to forego filming the episode even though pre-production had already started. Not all Seinfeld episodes were cancelled before airing though, including this one. Dennis Bjorklund, the author of the book Seinfeld Reference, claimed that Charles also proposed an episode in which George Jason Alexander claims to have never heard of a black person ordering a salad. NBC disapproved of the notion and the episode was ultimately cancelled. At the time, it was believed that Seinfeld was not the appropriate setting for that joke due to its predominantly white cast and unimpressive representation of African Americans. Networks frequently omit contentious episodes from airing because they worry that viewers might be offended or turned off by them. Buffy the Vampire Slayer's episode featuring a school shooting was postponed since it was originally slated to run soon after the Columbine massacre. The same thing happened with episodes of 30 Rock, Community, and even Golden Girls that used blackface. The Post's Kyle Smith unearthed this bit of trivia under author Dennis Bjorklund's 2013 episode Seinfeld Reference. NBC's censors essentially let Larry David and Jerry Seinfeld say whatever they wanted on Seinfeld. One of the few exceptions was a planned episode when George was reprimanded for saying, I've never seen a black person order a salad." Said NBC. A whole episode devoted to masturbation? Okay by us. On this show, however, there will be no humor about the eating habits of African Americans. The Flaunt Was Scrapped. Many people have claimed that Seinfeld's all-white cast and predominantly white writing crew were poorly positioned to defy America's ultimate no-no, including critic David Free. The groundbreaking sitcom only infrequently dabbled in racial humor, but when it did, it became a flashpoint. For a 1998 episode that focused on the Puerto Rican Day Parade, NBC issued an apology. However, Larry Charles, the Seinfeld writer who was responsible for both the gun and the salad episodes, continues to maintain that no topic should be off-limits when it comes to comedy. He informed Screen Crush about the gun incident as follows: "You wouldn't give it a second thought if it were on Louis. Both Louis and Curb Your Enthusiasm, in my opinion, have shown that these topics are deserving of investigation and humor. I reject the idea that certain subjects shouldn't be touched upon. Some comedy ages badly, including Seinfeld's suicide jokes. Recently, political correctness in comedy has gained a lot of attention. After David Chappelle made transphobic comments in a 2021 comedy special, the problem gained new attention. Some people, like Larry Charles, are of the opinion that comedy should not be restricted because humor can be found in almost anything. However, many people don't share this opinion. In an interview with Good Morning Britain earlier this year, Seth Rogen claimed that it's the nature of comedy for some jokes to go old quickly. The world is constantly changing as people learn more about other human experiences, so it's natural that certain types of jokes will no longer be appropriate. Although there is work being done to make mainstream comedy more politically correct, there's no set guideline about what is and isn't appropriate. In a Season 3 episode of Seinfeld, the main plot centers around one of Jerry's neighbors who attempted suicide. The episode ends with one of the typical stand-up sets where Jerry Seinfeld jokes that suicidal people shouldn't give up on trying to kill themselves. The joke hasn't aged well at all, as it's quite an insensitive approach to a very serious matter, but this episode is still available on Netflix somehow. There seems to be a feeling that some jokes, particularly ones about death, shouldn't be made at all, while jokes about certain identities should not be made by otherwise privileged individuals. And with that, we've come to the end of our video. While it's true that episodes get rescheduled for a variety of reasons, these two seem to us to be very legitimate. Please share your own thoughts in the comments section below. And until next time, ciao!